Yeah, so this is a starting point, but now we're gonna now dive into the whole market side of it. But I hope you get how all these things are connected as well. So again, it ties back to the problem that you're solving and who's your customer. You get. So an example for Uber, they have 2 or 3 people that are targeted. See, it's us, right? The people who wanna order rides, which now that's the example you can do. And then as someone suggested last week, it could also be the drivers. You get, but it could also be corporates. You get. So how much currently does corporate spend in taxis? So is it a big enough market for us to go in? You get. But then for the solution for the corporates, the solution is different, and how they deliver it, it's different, right? And we're gonna do that through an example. So if you're gonna build an online platform, it means even if you're targeting all these people and you approach your channels, remember the market approach, whatever, the channels you're gonna use. So if your channels are only purely online, then it means your segment uses according to maybe whatever channel you're using. So if it's an app, you're only gonna be targeting maybe app users. How many are they, as opposed to the total number? But we'll be exploring that as well. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm just confused on the market size. I don't know to put it as a way of money-wise or opportunity-wise.
Okay.
So because,
yes,
let me just share for the end how we came up with our market size.
Yes.
We started, our problem is children and adolescents don't have the skills and tools to navigate their challenges. Yeah. So we started with this child. Yes, where does he or she spend most of his time or her time? In school. How many schools do we have in Nairobi? Like 200,000 or like 150,000. How can we make sure we get into schools through teachers and everything? So we were trying in these schools, how many are they? They're like millions and millions and millions. How many of them connect with us?
Yes.
It's like 3 million out of like 15 million. How many schools actually see the need of dealing with arts or maybe another alternative way of learning? You find out of the 200 and something thousand, it's like 150,000. So that's how we approach it.
Yeah, so what we're going to learn at your value prop determines your market size. That's what I was getting at, remember? And I think that's the connection we can get. And then based on that, knowing how big your market is, you can ideally now be able to know, now that this is the big market, how do you want to place yourself in that market? Who are the other people in that market, and what's your competitive advantage, which is different from your unfair advantage. Okay, so what are the other players playing in that, and how do you go about it, which will look quickly. So, yeah, there's always this question, you really do a good pitch, you go where, but at the end of the day, it's just like, how big is the opportunity? So yeah, you're doing an amazing job, we really feel you, but tell me the numbers, and I think that's all the basis of all this thing. And address this thing, which we haven't talked about, but it's always the whatever rule, you guys see that. And this is what, in most cases, a lot of the investors are looking at, right? Akika Smart, but so it's a smart as team. Building.
Okay, as products.
In. Are we good? They show you this spot. This is a, how do you call it? VC fund. It's called Secure Capital. Mostly they invest quite a big chunk of money. They normally say, give me a big idea, so big as what, with a huge market, and I'll get you the best people to, do that. But then first of all, I want to see the market, and that's why this is really important. Not just for you guys now, but to think about bigger and also thinking about your big ask. So when someone is selling an analysis of, I'm going to give you 1 million, and you're so excited, and you guys doing something that needs maybe more money, or you're going to give 1 million and you're going to give out 50% of your company, you get where also this comes in. Yeah, so just get that as a formulation. Yeah, so there's always this question around what percentage of the market do you want to capture? You know, like, oh, if you're in China, you can do, so to get to a $1 million market, you can capture 1% of the 10 billion market. But in most cases, this is unrealistic. You get? Or you can say, some of us be like, oh, I'm going to capture 70% of the market. You're just too being too optimistic. Because you're also not considering the other competitors that have been there before you came in. You get? And then there's always like that figure which makes sense. Like at the start, you want to do 5 to 10. So that's a more realistic figure. Even if you're doing stuff for schools, you're not going to like, okay, in the next 1 year, we're going to be in all the schools in Kenya. You get? Because you have to find as well the other players, how are they doing it, and how fast can you get in. And in most cases, when you're doing this, you are sort of talking about between 1 to 5 year projection. So that's what you're looking at. So ideally, we never go, I think, normally we do 10% of the market. Unless you are the biggest team in the biggest, like all those, whatever, and then potentially again, that's not your first company you're building. You get? But now when you are starting out as startups, like this that market that's, yeah, so ideally, let me ask you guys, how many of us have heard about the total available market? That figure, Faria, what do you know about the total available market?
Then, when you're introducing like a new product in a market, you just first start with the general market. Like, for example, if I was Safaricom and I'm introducing the first time this SIM card. So I look at the whole of Kenya first, and then now I start breaking down from there. Okay, how many people can buy my cards? That's how you analyze the total available market.
Okay. So we will look into that, and then we have serviceable available market, and then we have serviceable external market. We're going to look at this and what each of them means in a few. But as I said earlier, ideally when you're doing your market size, these are the options you can explore. One is in terms of money, right? So maybe how much money is spent, how much is being currently spent, ideally how much does it cost in the market and stuff like that. And this one mostly you will get it from when you're doing, like when you're reading through those reports, as you said, once been published by research firms. You can also express it with regards to the number of customers. So in your case, even Frank, you can talk about, this is a big potential market because you're looking to reach out to 4 million kids in Kenya alone. So think about Africa. So that's maybe a total estimation of 1 billion kids. So imagine what this could mean for a billion kids. And that's why we need you to work with us through the journey. Because this is just not a small market. This is a whole life. This is maybe a whole future you're helping to define. You get, this is where now your numbers will make a case for your pitch. Right? You see that? Or you can also express it in terms of units. So maybe in terms of like, potentially we are looking to produce this much, or this market is what this number of units. You good? Cool. So today is more just, because you guys already have a sense of what we did last time on the approaches. So today I'm just giving you the concept. Makes sense? Cool. Cool. Let's start with this. As Faria said, the total addressable market defines the industry which the startup operates. It's very broad. And then mostly the value of all the buyer and seller relationship aspect in the market, and it's the easiest to estimate. So you could say, the fashion industry in the world, or the fashion industry in Kenya is worth this much. Or it could be like the education, whatever, the tertiary education, whatever, is worth this much. Or it could be like whatever, the food industry, or maybe it could be. So it's a bit of that. You get the sense that you get those figures. You have seen a lot of that. So they're very easy to get because they are normally out there already. So you just have to do what? Google it. Make sense? We could be that. So it could be like if you're doing if you're doing even food for a specific population, you can easily be able to know like what's the total market. It could be like the smartphone industry in the world is worth this much. Or the internet, it could be like internet penetration in the world is this. You get, so those are things you can already get from that, and that's usually your starting point. You get, yeah. And as usual, Google is your friend, so just Google whatever industry you're working with. So like, even for the mental health, it could be like, how much maybe like globally are firms investing in, it could be like maybe employee development. So maybe the employee growth market in the world is worth this much, and all of that has been produced. There are a lot of reports, market research reports, like in Kenya I think we have like Nelson, I don't know if you've ever heard about the Nelson company. We have a lot of these others. I think it's here, IBC and a few other things. Sometimes people like Deloitte and all that also do these reports, and they sort of say what the market is about. So you can be able to easily know that here. Yeah, then you can always, there are also guys who spend all their life researching. So those guys who like reading books, they can also tell you how big the market is. And you can explore different sources to sort of see what figure is speaking about. You know, it could also be like, you know, population in Nairobi is 4 million. You get, that is a total addressable market, which you're looking at. That's another example. Or maybe the number of commuters in Kenya are this much. You get, which hasn't gone deeper into which those people are, where are they going, what means are they using. It's still in general. Make sense? Yeah. The next one, you're gonna go to, so in most cases, you wanna do it, you don't wanna do it in the world. Essentially, if you're not gonna be operating in Mexico and other bits, you should maybe focus in Africa. You get? So even if, whatever, it could be the fashion industry in Africa is worth this number of people. Because we're also being more realistic. Like, actually, 10 years from now, utakuwa China. Kama utaikuwa huko, don't mention that. So maybe focus on a context which you are intending to operate. So if you're intending to open your doors in Rwanda, West Africa, if you're only going to focus on East Africa over the next 5 to 10 years, don't focus on that. If you know you're going to try different markets, don't focus on that. So, if you know for sure your product is really big, and you're not going to expand beyond Kenya, then you can have Kenya as your market. But now it depends on which places do you intend to. So it's not like you're operating now, but you're also hoping to reach out to. Make sense? That's a good example. You can see, but you can see how that is. But normally you use this bit to mostly, if you're looking for investment or asking, so sort of indicate what amount of funding you need. Because you need that amount of funding to be able to address your target market. Okay, so at that point where you've maybe got an investment, you've grown, then you're maybe gonna now, maybe if you raise what you call a pre-seed, which is before you raise maybe seed investment, and you'll be looking at this like Series A, because about all those things. Series A, Series B, no? Pre-seed, seed, early stage, whatever. They're not cover those terms. But now, depending on that space, then you can be able to know, now that you have captured our target market, we wanna go deeper into our available market. Okay. Another bit could be like, there could be a takeover that could happen, or a merger. Now we're seeing the banks and what, and also these things. And those could also make you rethink your serviceable market. You get some of that, but then that comes in after you have actually tried out and run it for some time, or something has happened. Make sense? You get. But it's also because, yeah, even with funding, we realize, so they did not have funding or whatever. They had the funding, they had everything, but whatever the value proposition we're having was not holding anymore. So now they have to think about what problem are we solving, for whom, and that made them reshift that. Even though that had a lot of like, whatever dynamics it is and stuff, and also the basis, because a lot of the funding initially they used was based on the narrative of developing talent, but now they're doing something totally different, which is a bit of that, which brings a bit of that, but then now that's also a good example of how these things can shift. But at least they have the funding to try out on large scale to see if it doesn't work. They will not have, if they didn't have the funding, they will not know that will not work. Maybe it was working on a small scale, but not with that sort of money. They had to do a lot of that. That's a good example, which I've seen. Maria?
Okay, so also she's asking, sometimes you might have a target market,
yes,
but the people, maybe your competitors, are not doing so well. So she's asking, is it one of the reasons why you can say, let me tap into this untapped market? But to your question, I'll answer you this way. Once you've already established that you've already serviced your target market, and you know you have finances, and you also know that you can really tap into the other market, is the only time you can really work on that. But if you've not already done the target market, it's not advisable to go into
Yeah.
expanding yourself, because you flop very easily and your business is out.
Yes, yeah.
So ensure you're really firmly and grounded, and you've known that you've already tapped into what you said you're going to tap into, and you've covered a bunch of it. Then now you can say, okay, let me expand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if your initial target market doesn't work, you have to figure out another target market that works. Only at that point, once that works, that you're thinking about how to do your competitor and all that. And also sometimes your target market could be in that market that's maybe it's a niche market. So no one has tapped into that, and then you can also say like, okay, from the very beginning I'm not going to capture, even though there's no one there, directly I'm able to capture 100% of the market from the initial. Remember the curve of people, you have the early adopters, whatever, remember the users.
Yes.
The user curve. If you haven't, you will also be able to share that. So, anyway, remember the value prop statements. Like for Kakiaboys, we are whatever. We are a venture that is trying to redefine living by ensuring consistent supply of organic oils to whatever market. That's a one-liner value proposition statement. So we have one for this startup, right? And this is based out of the US, so you can give a good context now. We are an online startup that makes smartwatches for athletes. You guys can get it. So this is their value prop. We are an online startup that makes smartwatches for athletes. So I'm just curious from that, what are the key things you're picking up from that statement?
Smartwatches are this specifically for athletes.
Sorry?
The smartwatches are specifically for athletes.
So first of all, they're making smartwatches, not for everyone. So specifically for
Athletes.
So that's one. What's the other bit?
The list online.
Yeah. Which you could have missed. So this is purely online. So it's not like we have a physical shop we're gonna buy. You get it?